This is Kevin Mann. Welcome to Action Presentations, How Master Presenters Get to Yes. An action presentation is a presentation where we need a yes at the end of the presentation. That could be getting a business funded, a deal closed, policy adopted, project approved, donation agreed to, or even just getting someone's contact details. We're not just presenting information, we're looking for a real commitment by the audience at the end of it. And when you get that yes, your initiatives are going forward, your company is getting better, your career may be getting better, and you may even have a feeling of exhilaration. You're leading. And your audience is engaged. And so you're engaged with people as well. So your relationships are improving. But what happens when at the end of your presentation, nothing goes forward? That feels different, more like being stuck. Your projects didn't go forward, your deal didn't close, your business didn't get funded. And your audience might seem bored or impatient or distracted, none of which are helping you. How did we get here? How did we get to the point where we might give a presentation that doesn't work? I think in many cases it's because we're following the wrong model. Most professionals have had 16 or more years of education, often with great teachers. I'm sure most people can name at least a few great teachers that they've had. But teaching is not anything like trying to get a decision from someone. After 1 hour of giving a lecture, the professor is not asking us to commit. Just do our homework. An action presentation is a whole different set of requirements with different elements. If we watch the news every night, we see these very well-spoken news anchors and commentators telling us what happened today in this very clear way, often with fantastic graphics, but they never ask us for a decision or an action at the end of it. So again, this is not a great model. Entertainers can be fantastic in the way they engage us and get us excited, and we'll watch them just because of our emotional engagement with them. But they, again, don't lead us to action. So we need to find a different set of models for action presentations. In this course, we're going to focus on some brilliant presenters who are masters of action presentation. So Barack Obama, for example, Steve Jobs, and Marissa Mayer, they're fantastic. And in this course, we're going to look at 15 presentation superstars. And I have them listed here. We're going to experience them together. You'll have either a video or audio clip of every one of them. My name is Kevin Mann. I'll be your host for this course. I joined IBM in 1983, and one of the motivators for me to give this course is that it was probably 10 years of hard work before I became somebody people said was a good presenter. And with this course, you should be able to shorten that down to, let's say, maybe a few months. I have given hundreds of presentations all over the world, and I've had fun with that. It's fun to go out and present. But I've found it even more satisfying as a manager and a presentation coach to watch how these skills can help people become much better presenters, and how these skills can help them transform really in 3 ways. First, they immediately improve their ability to communicate with executives. And that changes the relationship with managers and executives almost instantly. It's really quite magical. It's so fast how that change can happen. Second, because they're being more effective, getting more things done, they can move in their career. That's not instant, but that happens over the course of 1 or 2 years. You can start to see them be considered for promotions they would not otherwise be considered for. And third, maybe this is in some sense equal in importance over the course of your career, is that you will have very likely a few ideas, maybe a lot of ideas during your career that you really want to share with other people, and you really want to get people signed on to your idea. And these are the skills that will help you get other people signed on to your ideas. So it gives you this sense of empowerment professionally that's very important. So I'm glad you're taking this course. These skills are transformative. If you invest in by taking this course and doing the exercises and practicing the skills, it will have a big impact on your career. Action presentations, what to do. So first you need to connect with the audience, meaning establish a relationship with respect, clear motive, and demonstrate expertise. Grab and hold their attention by keeping your talk moving primarily and having it well structured. Focus the listeners with your voice and gestures. You need to convey information effectively, usually by organizing ideas into a narrative, connecting to what the audience already knows with some resonant image. Get listeners actively engaged, both intellectually and emotionally, not just as a passive listener, and give a call to action and a reason to act. Call to action, what to do, reason to act, why to do it. These are the, if you will, what to do aspects of action presentations. In each module, we'll talk about how to accomplish those things, how to do those things. We'll start with a presentation that Barack Obama gave in 2009 in Cairo. The speech was called A New Beginning. And what you'll hear in this 3-minute clip from this 1-hour speech is he'll start out by establishing a relationship. He'll say, good for Israel, good for Palestine, good for the U.S., good for the world. That shows his motive is broad. The talk maintains your interest by its pacing and being very tight in terms of information. You'll be amazed how much he covers in 3 minutes. And if you were there at this speech, you would have been on the edge of your chair. His narration is very good, very easy to follow, his narration, and his gestures are appropriate. He conveys the information using a carefully crafted narrative, not one sentence extra, not one sentence that you could take out. He uses historical parallels to tell us these are things you already know from world experience, from historical events in the past. We see that being played out here, and you can draw your own conclusions from this. Emotional images, and you'll hear him talk about not using violence, because when you use violence, you surrender authority. And he uses some emotional images to seal his point. And at the end, he uses a very clear call to action. 2 states, abandon violence, build for the future. It's really a brilliant speech, and we'll watch it in just a moment. So let's get moving. This is the first video in the Action Presentations playlist on the Action Presentations channel on YouTube. So it should be easy to find. Please go to the next video on the playlist, which is the Barack Obama video clip. And then to take this whole course, do the whole playlist, do the exercises with a colleague. You're really going to find this worthwhile.